The Rebbe says, in tzedakah, in teira, in tefillah, he's in a limitation. When he lifts himself up higher than the limitation, then the Eibishter will also give him higher than the limitation. Ve'ne'eved Hashem b'chol meidecha, and he doesn't serve the Eibishter b'chol meidecha, which means without limitation. Hainu b'chol midon b'deshum meided lach, the way that the Eibishter measures for him. And then he is considered not doing the will of the Eibishter. Because by not uplifting himself higher, he is not able to accomplish and bring down the Eibishter's will. This is where the union of Golus Kipshute comes from there. Literally, exile results from there in a physical sense. That although that this is the way the Eibishter created a person in a physical sense and a spiritual sense, that there is a buffer between mind and heart and emotions, intellect and emotions, the Eibishter gave keach, the energy that everyone should be able to strengthen, overcome this limitation.
Can it be also seen as a positive thing? That you don't react to your mind, whatever it's telling you, to do something quick?
Yeah, but the question is, who's deciding that the mind is not saying right? It's the heart, so it's desire, so it's already more the personal interest of the person, not in such a genuine way judging.
Is there any positive way to look at this?
The positive way is that that this is the way, the positive way is that Rebbe said earlier, the health, this is how a person should be functioning, that it should be mind and then it should leave space for heart. And otherwise the emotions can never happen. And this gives it a chance that a person should serve the Eibishter in both ways, mind and heart. How does this come in? This is the Rebbe's kapitel that year. The Rebbe became 82, 81, and this is kapitel Pei Beis 82. So the Rebbe would customarily explain a verse in his Tilim chapter, which the customary from the Baal Shem Tov and even earlier, to recite a chapter in Psalms every day that corresponds to the age of the person. The person is, for example, 13 years old, he says chapter 14, he's in the 14th year, and this is how it goes on to 120. When he gets to 120, it says he starts again. That's what the Rebbe did once by the Rebbe Marash. The Rebbe Marash once in Tavshim Amches, the Rebbe said, we're up to Kapitel Hey. וזהו מה שכוסף, אני אמרתי לקימתם ובנילים כולכם, der HaKadosh Baruch Hu amar nasa adam b'tzalmeinu k'dei, which says that Yid not considered Elikim, like Hashem, like God, ubnei Elyon kulchem, you're all elite. The HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Eibishter said, nasa adam b'tzalmeinu k'dmeseinu, that let's make a person in our image, in our form, v'amirosesh l'HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and the words of Hashem, choshiv ma'aser, nesinas keach, it is considered like doing. That in every situation that the Jewish nation finds themselves in, they are considered elikim because they are in the image of Hashem, and considered from the elite spiritual group in the higher worlds. And that is reflected in the chain of creation, in everything the person does. This is interesting because this is like Arangeforden. It's not the Parsha, it's not the Kapitel, it's something to do with Eretz Yisrael, the Pashtus. What took place then, 83? The Lebanon War. There was something going on, says that the Rebbe is speaking about Geseitze LaMilchama going out to war. Geseitze LaMilchama Levecha, the Betzeise LaMilchama. When a person goes out in Milchama, Yid goes out in Milchama, or the Mukvar b'matzav, the Alevecha. Not that he goes out on his enemies. That when he goes out to Milchama, he should know he already has a head start. It's Alevecha, you are on your enemies. Shulamayla Meivav, higher than them. She'enim min mitzius, shel Eyev or Eyev Yochalisim ebeshava. There isn't a mitzius, an instance, that the enemy should be equal with him. Imevecha. Ki chas v'sholem leimer inyan ze al bnei Yel. Chas v'sholem, says God forbid to say that on ones that are considered from a higher elite group, v'alachas kama v'kama, especially al elikim matem, which speaks about the Jewish nation, that they are in the form image of God. When the Milchama is in such a way that he goes out to war in the format that he is Alevecha, this is his approach, this is his attitude, and then he receives the awakening from above, Unesinas Keach, and the additional Unesinas Keach that comes after the going out to war, then the Eibishter gives the enemy in your hands. And when it says nosim, giving, so as the Gemara says, when a person gives, he gives in the most favorable way. There's a difference if a person sells something or he gives something. If he sells, so there can be a limitation. He didn't sell him everything. He sold him a building, as we had it a few weeks ago in the Rambam, that there are certain conditions, certain structures. But a person gives, he gave everything.
That's talking about tzedakah, no?
Right, but also in Yonim from Mechira and Esina, that this is from the Gemara Bava Basra, that Bishasi gives, Hanesan, that Bishasi, there's a chilik between Matona and Yerusha and Mechira, there's different concepts, and giving is considered most favorable. Especially when he gathers all these personal traits, 10 personal traits in his war, as he is waging war against his evil inclination, but his heart and his soul. All the 10 kechas. 10 is considered a congregation, a holy congregation, Adas Kel. Uksiv, the same capital. Elikim Nitza Badas Kel. See, the Rebbe is using the verses from that new capital, that new chapter. Elikim Nitza, the Eibishter finds himself Badas Kel, in the congregation of Hashem. The Shchinta Kadma Vasya. The Shchinta, there's a Lashon Gemara. The Shchinta is coming early because there's 10 people there. The Shchinta comes. Shchina comes. It is in a way that L'chatchila, he has a head start, a lead, and in the beginning already he steps up higher than everything. You see, that's the word. The world says, if you can go under, you go over. The Rebbe Marash says, L'chatchila, to go over, to initiate higher. So the Rebbe says, why is it here L'chatchila riber? Because this is not an elam. The word elam, the world, mehelam v'hester, concealed. The word elam means concealed. Elo elikim nitza, speaking about the Eibishter. And elikim matim of neilin kulchem, speaking about Yidden, that they are compared to God. Ubechol makim shehelech HaKadosh Baruch Heilech lefanav. And wherever a Yid goes, the Eibishter goes in front of him. This is the chiddush by mezuzah shamelech shemer es avodah. The Eibishter, the king, protects his servants. He goes, he protects them, and he goes ahead to lead the way for them, to guide them the way. And this all is nimshach. He also takes place even in the time of darkness and quadruple darkness of Ikvus the Mashiach. That there is a unique quality from darkness over from light over darkness, and the benefit and quality of wisdom over foolishness, or over secular matters. In strengthening, spreading the chokhmas, the wisdom of Torah, beifin the emes lamite, the true essence. Chokhmas ha emes shebetera. The emes shebetera, afotzas hamayones chutza, the of Chassidus, spreading the well springs of Chassidus. V'zeh peil ba'aveda ruchnis, this accomplishes in the spiritual aveda. Spiritual service in every person, that they go out of their Mitzrayim, they leave their exile Egypt, which means shayetzim and amitzorim megvulim, they go out of their limitations and restrictions. V'naso aveda b'chol meidecha, it becomes b'chol meidecha without limitation. Umiyadei nigolin, and they're redeemed, liberated. Kivim sheim b'matzav maimedon, kivim sheim b'maimed masav shel zocha achishena. Since they find themselves in the status of zocha that they merited, nachishena, both of them, Zochu, since they merited, it comes quicker yet. Vezechim b'korev, and they merit that soon. Shatov yagula mitas v'ashleima yidei Mashiach tzedkena, that the true and ultimate redemption comes from Mashiach. Ki lemayla v'gam lemato Yisrael ein be'efim dikimei tzeis chameretz Mitzrayim. In the higher heavens and in this physical world, Yidden are in a sense of kimei tzeis